Hello, Pioneers. Today is Wednesday, February 11th. My name is Maddie Patton.
And my name is Olivia Del Bianco. Welcome back to the press. Starting out, major developments out of Washington, where Congress has narrowly voted to end the partial government shutdown after days of political tension and uncertainty. Here's Sleece with more.
Thanks, Olivia. Late Monday night, the U.S. House passed a sweeping temporary spending bill aimed at reopening federal agencies and restoring pay for laid-off workers. The vote passed by a slim margin, showing the debates between lawmakers on how federal money should be allocated, particularly when it comes to immigration enforcement and border security. While the bill brings short-term relief, it does not resolve the broader debate. Funding for the Department of Homeland Security was extended temporarily, and lawmakers remain sharply divided over oversight of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. Congressional leaders warned that without a longer-term compromise, the country could once again face another shutdown later this month. That's all from me. Now back to the desk.
Thanks. Recently, there's been an update regarding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. The FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Office are jointly probing the case. The FBI has announced a $50,000 reward for information and has agents from across the country deployed to Tucson. Officials confirmed they are examining alleged ransom communications, including an email sent to media outlets referencing a deadline and a demand for payment in Bitcoin. However, investigators said they are not aware of continued communication between the family and any suspected kidnappers.
Many conspiracy theories have arisen, specifically regarding Guthrie's journalistic investigation into Epstein. Before her recent personal crisis drew public attention, Savannah Guthrie was widely recognized for her role in covering the aftermath of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein's case in December 2019. Months after Epstein's death in federal custody, Guthrie led a series of Dateline NBC interviews that centered the voice of women said they were sexually abused and trafficked by Epstein and his associates.
These interviews helped bring national attention to the scale of the abuse and the systems that allowed it to continue for years. Guthrie's reporting went beyond individual stories, examining failures in the legal system, the influence of wealth and power, and the accountability of institutions that handled the case. By giving survivors a national platform, her work contributed to broader conversations about justice, consent, and how high-profile offenders are investigated and prosecuted. The coverage reinforced her reputation as a journalist, willing to address complex and sensitive issues with seriousness and depth.
In education news, schools across the country are facing growing challenges related to staffing shortages and student support. District leaders report difficulties hiring teachers, counselors, and support staff, particularly in underfunded areas. Educators say burnout and low pay continue to drive professionals out of the field. While students face larger class sizes and fewer resources, lawmakers in several states are now debating education funding reforms and teacher retention programs. Now here's MC with a look into Groundhog's Day.
Good morning, Pioneers. Sadly, Puxon Phil saw his shadow. Let's see what other groundhogs around the U.S. predicted. Let's go.
Buckeye Chuck from Marion, Ohio predicted an early spring.
Puxatawney Phil from Puxatawney, Pennsylvania predicted winter.
Lucy the Lobster from Barrington, Nova Scotia, Canada predicted an early spring.
Bee Cave Bob, who is an armadillo from Bee Cave, Texas, predicted an early spring.
Jimmy the Groundhog from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin also predicted an early spring.
Stumptown Phil, who is a beaver from Portland, Oregon, predicted an early spring.
Benny the Bass from Buckeye Lake, Ohio also predicted an early spring.
Thanks for watching. Now back to the desk.
Hospitals and clinics nationwide report increased strain as more Americans delay Medicare due to rising costs. Health experts warn that skipping routine checkups and prescriptions could lead to more serious health problems in the future. At the same time, discussions continue in Congress over prescription drug pricing and insurance coverage expansion.
On the technology front, artificial intelligence continues to shape national conversation.
Major tech companies announced new AI tools this week, raising questions about data privacy, job displacement, and regulation. While supporters say AI innovation could boost productivity and economic growth, critics argue that stronger federal oversight is needed to prevent misuse and protect workers.
That's all for today, Pioneers. Keep up with current events by tuning in next Wednesday for more national news. For the press, I'm Maddie Patton.